Salem was so emotional this week. Meow. Let's dish.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Meow, meow, meow. Welcome to Dishin Days, everyone. Happy Sunday.
That kind of day.
Happy Dishin Days.
Dishin Days Day. Oh, it's also National Podcast Day.
Okay, so happy National Podcast
According
Day.
to the radio.
Yes.
Yes.
We're so excited to be here. We have so much to talk about. Welcome.
So much to talk about.
AfterBuzz TV's weekly recap of NBC's Emmy award-winning soap opera, Days of Our Lives. I am your host, Tami Goveia, and I'm joined by Mr. Eminem.
Michael Mattis.
Mr. Eminem, yes.
Always the co-host by choice.
Never the bride.
It's
I
cool.
don't know, something like that. Make sure and follow us across all social media platforms. Follow, like, engage, share,
Say something.
comment, make all
Say
those
something
things.
nice. Don't be mean.
On Facebook, you can follow us, and on Instagram, you can follow us at Dishin Days, and on Twitter at _Dishin Days. The at is implied. Yes, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
Also, please be sure, I'm going to read this verbatim because I always forget about it. Comment if you're watching us on YouTube right now. Say hi. Say hi. Say comment on YouTube.
do it.
Yes, and write a 5-star review on iTunes or just give us a really nice review.
Yeah.
And you too can possibly become Fan of the Week. We love that.
Tammy, you should know that Scott Holden says you're looking like a snack again.
Oh, I love being a snack, Scott. God bless you. Also, if you are a fan of our other soap operas there's only 4, so please be avid fans for all of them. We have the recap shows for General Hospital, which is the GH Report, and for Young and the Restless, which is the Restless Wrap. They are back full swing with amazing recap shows, so tune into those as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Before we get into it, I loved the week.
The week was good.
What did you think?
There was a lot happening. I think we had all of the storylines present this week. Something happened in, I think, each one. And there was a lot to keep track of, which after the past 3 weeks, I've been trained to there's only 2 storylines to worry about. Now I'm like, oh, God, okay, what happened? And then there were scenes like, I was scrubbing through one of the episodes and I completely forgot that Sammy and Eli had that scene in the station. And I forgot I forgot about it until you were talking about it with me just out. I was like, oh yeah.
Because you never see them paired, so that was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great scene. Yeah.
Well, let's get to it. Let's
All right.
start.
Let's start
Dishin Days.
Yay! Okay.
Okay, so the first, let's start with Brady, Eve, Jennifer, and Eric.
The tea spilling
oh my God.
all over the
week
place,
starting with Jennifer. Finally. Nobody interrupted them in living room.
I know. They were able to...
I was positive Gabby was going to come bursting through the door like she
she's been
always
doing.
does. But no one interrupted them. And she finally fessed up.
Yeah.
Finally fessed up.
Eric, Greg Vaughn did really great work this week. So emotional.
And it wasn't what I expected from him.
What did you expect?
I was expecting... justifiable, not homicide, but justifiable anger.
Yeah.
But when he went to the hotel, the pain,
the rage,
the tears.
Yeah.
I didn't. Okay, when he hit Brady, did not see that coming.
No?
I literally.
Okay,
I had the gasp at home moment.
But in the past, those two have had some epic brawls. Like
they have.
There was when the Kristen wedding, Brady and Kristen's wedding, they threw down in the church and beat each other to a pulp. Last year, and I think it's actually them when they fight. I don't think they use stunt guys. I think they just beat the crap out of each other.
I was watching when he hit Brady, and I was like, these are the guys. This is them being choreographed, but making it look really, really amazing.
Yeah.
And when he started crying, oh my living word!
You could feel the pain.
Oh my God.
That's a good. Greg always emotes. Is that the term? Emotes very well.
Yes.
Is that the correct?
Yeah.
He makes you feel what the character's supposed to be.
Exactly.
Feeling. And that I always feel like the actors are good when they actually invoke the emotion that they're feeling in you, the viewer. Yeah.
When I think he said, something about Nicole being the love of his life, and that tear was rolling down his face. I actually rewound.
Aww.
I gotta see that again. I gotta see that again.
Like me when I watch Beaches.
And this, Oh my God. You are so, God. The movie makes me crazy.
So, yeah.
I think this is the episode that he should submit for.
Oh, absolutely.
For another Emmy nominee.
Yeah. Maybe he'll win again. Maybe he'll get a double year win. So we had Jennifer. Okay, so a lot of bombs were dropped. Okay, so first was Jennifer dropping the bomb to Eric.
Right.
Eric dropping the bomb that he knew to Brady. Jennifer dropping another bomb that Eve was the one that told her.
Right.
Then.
Well, Jennifer never actually said it until.
She never said it.
She never said it. Which surprised me, but I know she was being good.
She was trying to keep her out of it.
Yeah.
And then she was like, you know what? All right.
Trying to keep her out of it, but looking at Eve. Like, are you going to say something or am I going to have to do this?
And so, and then the bomb that Eve was the one that came up with the idea, not to plant the drugs, but to do something drastic and enlisted Victor's help. And I just realized that as much as I love them as a couple, that relationship is like so toxic. It was built on deception.
You mean Eve and Brady?
Eve and Brady, yeah. It was built on deception.
All of the relationships are built on deception.
But no, this one is like toxic. They just seem to bring out the worst in each other.
But it's not as toxic as Kristen and Brady.
Well, no.
It wasn't as toxic as Teresa, because they started in the whole, like, addiction.
Okay, the common factor in this is Brady. So Brady just, for some reason, his relationships are just
He brings
toxic,
out the toxins in people.
Yeah, the toxins. We have a clip we'd like to show you.
Yes.
Of this fabulous scene with Eve and Jennifer and Brady. And I thought this was a great scene that, exemplified the rivalry between Eve and Jennifer.
And the chemistry.
And the chemistry between all three of them. Yeah. So watch and enjoy. Stand by. Here we go.
Yay.
You told Jennifer what I did to Nicole? That doesn't make any sense. I know you two can't stand each other.
Right? Like, why'd you tell her that?
Sounds more to me like you're covering for Victor, Eve. Is that what you're doing?
No.
You sure?
No.
She can't even look at
It was me.
No.
It's true.
It was Eve.
It was Eve.
Jennifer was like, I was trying to keep you out of it, but
that must have felt so good.
I mean, what, were you just trying to hurt her? You trying to get her to believe that the only reason Erica's with her is because I drove Nicole out of town? Is that why you said that?
I have no idea what she did to me.
Oh, Eve.
I know.
What was that? What?
You are one of the best things that's ever happened to me in my life. And she was trying to turn you against me, so I had to
Shut her up.
Do something to keep her quiet.
That doesn't make sense.
Keep her quiet.
She was just trying to cover for you a minute ago.
You said that you wouldn't tell Aaron. I said
This is
This is great.
You are a liar. Don't you ever call me a liar.
Tell Eric anything.
Call me a liar, you bitch.
I didn't tell Brady. I was actually.
Look at he's just like, girls,
You were dancing around something. Excuse me.
It's like, I have a line.
I would like to know what it is. What in the hell are you two talking about?
If you don't tell him, I'm gonna tell him.
Love the music.
Because Eric already knows. I have nothing to lose.
Amen, sister.
She's like, damn.
Oh my gosh.
The jig is
that
up,
was
Eve.
great. I loved how they were talking over each other.
know.
And that's not easy as an actor.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to be on it and not get distracted and just really committed to what it is you have to say to that other person.
I feel like those two, Melissa Reeves and Cassie, like they have that rivalry down.
Yeah.
It's almost like they practice it. Like, let's practice hating each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
And-
Jen may, she may only be, 5'2".
Who?
Jen.
Melissa Reeves?
Melissa Reeves.
Oh, I didn't know
She's a
she was that
tiny
short.
little thing.
Oh, she's a tiny little thing.
And Cassie's, she's a healthy
young.
5'7" or so. But
Yeah.
man, they were the toe
So
to toe.
do you think Brady and Eve are gonna stay together after this?
I
'Cause he
do
left.
believe they're going to stay together. I'm fearful that there's something still between Kristen and Brady.
Oh, well now because he's vulnerable now.
He's vulnerable,
Yeah.
and she's made
Kristen
it clear.
is very good at taking advantage of
She's
that.
made it very clear. Obviously, he's still her obsession.
Yeah.
And when Kristen wants something, she 9 times out of 10 gets it, and if she doesn't get it, someone pays the price.
I know, exactly.
So
Someone-
Jennifer will pay the price. Somebody will pay the price.
And the scene where Jennifer gave the ring back, I thought that was I was sad. I've never been really I've accepted them as a couple, and I'm like, okay. But I've never really been like invested in them. Like, oh my gosh, I want them to get married. But that scene where she handed her, I was like, oh.
And I loved what she said. I love what the writers came up with when she said to him, "I know you would never, ever do this."
Right. And he wouldn't. He would never ask for the ring.
And I thought that just speaks volumes to who Eric is. The fact that she knows that about him. I think they're perfect together. Yeah. I do. I love it.
Do you think like never mind. What do you think's gonna happen, Tam? I mean, do you think that
Eric and Jen?
Yeah, do you think they'll eventually
I hope so, because I really think they're perfect for each other. I really think they're perfect, and yeah, it would make me very, very sad because I was one of the people that was totally invested with them.
And we also had the Maggie called Nicole. She wasn't going to.
Wow, so did not see that.
But yeah, she had a moment.
So she lied to Brady when he asked to Eric when he asked, have you talked to Nicole? And she said no.
She said she hadn't spoken to her.
But I think in my brain when she said I haven't spoken to her, I thought, well, she has no way of contacting her. And when she got on the phone and called her, I thought, oh my God, she has access to her.
Yeah, I just took it as she knew how to get. Not that she didn't know how to get in touch with her, she just hadn't. She hadn't talked to her. So.
I also love. I love how when Brady started getting in Eve's case, like you lied, blah blah.
And Eve was able to give it right back to her.
She's like, you just need to back off, buddy. Back it off, and just really got in his face about like absolutely.
Yeah.
Brady gets on his high horse.
Yeah, that's what a trait of Brady's character is his holier than thou self-righteousness.
You've mentioned that a couple times. Yeah. Well, several times.
And how he went after Will. So
exactly. So I love seeing that, and don't get all judgy.
Yeah. All right.
One more thing, I don't like when Brady got the phone call from Teresa.
Right.
Okay. I so am not liking how they're portraying Teresa as
how she's just like no.
Where did that come from?
Yeah. It was convenient writing, I guess.
I guess they wanted to drive home the point that he's losing his son.
Right.
So that when Eve confesses to everything, it just magnifies everything.
Well, right.
Right? Is that the point?
And now he's like we were talking about just a minute ago, like he's more the vulnerability is going to be there now for Kristen to come and try to get him.
And I know they had that moment in the Brady pub where Eric was at the bar with the bottle of scotch or whatever and throws a glass. Love that. Yeah. Like, I love seeing that character, and then Greg Vaughn.
Roman was like, what the hell's going on out here?
And I was thinking that. It's like, hello, is nobody coming out to check, like, what the heck happened here? Yeah. And so I wonder, Eric struggling with the bottle, Eric and or Brady now being vulnerable, like how that's going to roll out.
I feel like they've played that card with Brady like
one too many times.
Yeah, like don't that's too obvious. Don't have him go back to the booze, please. Or the drugs.
All right, we'll see.
All right. What's up next, Tam?
What's next is John, Marlena, Hattie, Kristen, Stefan and Sammy. We threw in Stefan and Sammy.
Yes,
because they had that whole crazy cocktail.
Again, I was telling Tami this before the show. I hate that they made Stefan such a despicable character because Tyler Christopher it's almost like he can't not have chemistry with all these other actors. Like he and Sammy played off very well.
My God.
The scene with him and Stacey Haydock in the secret room, like they played off very well.
He has chemistry with every single person.
I know.
I don't even know how do you describe that.
I don't like that character though.
So the week started off with poor John trying every which way but loose to avoid this whole marriage thing. And he and Roman brought up the point that we had talked about last week, is like, just get married. It's not going to be real.
Right.
But
Hattie somehow got a marriage license. Presumably by still, I don't know. When I got my marriage license, I had to go to the courthouse.
Who did she know?
I couldn't just make a phone call and be like, I need a marriage license, please. These are the names. Fax it over. Send it over. Thanks. No, that's not how it works.
Or she went online and printed it up.
No, because you can fill out the form online, but you actually have to go to the courthouse.
Okay, so I don't understand the connection there.
So that's a little unbelievable, but as Tony says, sometimes we just have to be fans with open arms and be like, all right, she got the marriage license. So if she and John go through with the wedding, which they did, then John and Hattie are actually married.
They're actually married, but, there's so much duress. I mean, there's so many things that can he can claim that this isn't a real marriage.
If Hattie can get a marriage license while being in the hospital like that, then this marriage can easily be annulled or something. Yeah. So and I showed you in that clip from the season preview, they showed John and Marlena and Abe at Horton Town Square in what looked like a wedding ceremony.
Yes.
So maybe we have that to look forward to.
We have to.
And because Marlena, woke up. Okay.
Wow, that moment. Go ahead.
Kristen is walking around the hospital in plain sight, not even a wig. She didn't even put different hair on. And she's able to walk around. We're supposed to believe that she is able to walk around that hospital. Again, I'm, fan with open arms. However, we're supposed to believe that no one is like, that woman y'all are looking for is right over there.
Exactly. Like, she could have put glasses on. She could have done something to be a little bit...
She put her hair up. That's literally all she did.
Less conspicuous.
And I was like, really?
She looked really cute, though.
She did.
I love the blue scrubs. Like, oh my God, she looks great in these.
I know. She put scrubs on. I guess that just fools everybody that she's in scrubs.
That should have been my designer
They're like,
day
that
pick.
ain't Kristen. She's in scrubs.
I actually had that in my head as a designer day pick. I was like,
really?
oh my God, she looks so cute.
That's funny.
So,
yeah.
That moment... Of Kristen and I love the Hattie and Kristen confrontation. That was hysterical.
I say no. I'll get so much hate if I say. I had a thought, but I'm not going to say it because I'll get hated for it. But I'll say it this way: I am enjoying Deidre Hall playing Hattie once again. Mm-hmm.
She's having tons of fun. You can tell.
Oh, I'm sure. She's having. Yeah. It's good. But yeah, the Hattie trying to convince, I'm not Dr. Marlena Evans. What's on your tag? Well, Dr. Marlena Evans, but
she always says that. When she talks about Marlena, it's always Dr. Marlena Evans.
So, and Susan too. Dr.
Yes,
Marlena
both
Evans,
of them. You're
she's
right.
My best friend. What was I going to say? So, wait, if I remember correctly, Hattie told Kristen that Marlena
was somewhere in the hospital.
So now Kristen knows what everybody did. How is she going to use that to her advantage?
That's right, because Hattie full
blabbed.
Disclosure. Well, Roman and Kayla and John.
Well, I mean, she had a gun to her. I would have too.
She was fighting for her life.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and that moment at the very end of Friday where Marlena woke up, and who's the first person you see? Kristen with a gun.
And I would have
shit myself.
I did
Excuse
have
me,
a thought.
Sorry.
That I wonder if they're going to use that moment of John and Hattie officially being married to have that on some ethereal level. Marlena is brought out of the coma from that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, your love is so deep that you have to rise through because...
So they finished the ceremony though, right?
They finished the ceremony, right?
Yeah, they said their I do's and they put the rings on.
Well, after Hattie gasped, like, that was hysterical.
Oh, with the rings,
God.
yeah.
But yeah, it's
because
official.
it would have been something if like you were saying during the ceremony, that's what brought brought Marlena out of the coma,
right?
And she was able to interrupt, so it didn't actually go through. But I think they actually finished it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're officially married.
Too late, Marlena. Sorry.
Kristen's now having her at gunpoint, and what a way to wake up! I feel so bad for Marlena because she's completely helpless. How is she going to get out of this? Well, she's not going to get out of it.
No.
So, what's going to happen? Kristen can't take her anywhere.
No.
So I'm in fear. I'm in fear.
I mean, she was able to walk around the hospital, so she could maybe just wheel and
wheel
no one
her
be the
out,
wiser.
right?
Yeah, everyone just be like,
just disconnect her and just wheel her out of there. Oh my living word.
So,
one thing about Stefan and Sammy, OMG, when Sammy first goes over to the house, I know you have Kristen, I know she's here somewhere, and he's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about, what? And he carries her, he physically lifts her
That's
out,
right.
and she's like, put me down, and like throws her out, and when he closes the door, he's like, God, I was cracking up.
Is that going to be like his thing? Because he did that with Vivian, remember?
Oh my God.
He picked Vivian up and put her in the room. So he did that with Sam. He was like, get out of my house.
Oh my God. That was not in the script. That was a moment where Tyler Christopher genuinely felt like, God almighty, get out of my house.
I like Sammy's comment about how, I've been breaking into this house since I was a kid. But then she has a key. I'm like, why'd you break in? You could just, whatever.
Which, which she did.
So, yeah.
She did.
So we'll see what happens.
Love it. I'm loving every minute of it.
I do love that Stefan brings Kristen a full-service breakfast.
I was going to say, I'll sign up for that.
I was like,
for that
look
room,
at him,
if that's the kind
taking
of food.
care of his sister.
Oh my God.
And then Kristen somehow escaped.
You know, it's
and
Kristen.
That's when she was at the hospital roaming around.
But I love Stefan and Sammy. I love them together.
Possible new couple? No. Okay, I'm just saying you like them together.
No, but I want more confrontation. I want more, a lot more moments.
Drama.
More
drama.
Stefan and Sammy.
Okay.
So, wow, Ciara, Ben, Trip, Claire. Was
Right,
Claire on this week?
We got some seeing. I don't think we saw Claire, and I don't think we saw Ben. Did we see Ben?
No.
I don't remember seeing Ben.
He was talked about a lot.
There was Ciara.
He was talked about a lot.
There was Ciara and Hope.
Yeah.
And then there was Ciara and Trip.
Yes.
But I don't think we got Ben or Claire.
No. Yeah.
So
we missed Ben.
Do you still think that Ciara is faking?
No,
I don't think so either.
I called it all wrong, fans. I'm sorry, and I'm heartbroken
that
she's not faking it.
It made me think though, because I was like, oh, what if she is? That'd be interesting.
I know, but she truly believes that he's a little.
I still have trouble with Ciara when they're talking about what happened between Trip and Claire.
Yeah.
That Ciara is taking part of the blame for it. You know, there was another.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I wasn't. There was another comment made in between Trip and Ciara where he implied like, oh, it wouldn't have happened if you were here. Like it's her fault. And
Well,
it's like the girl can leave the house without you trying to bone your roommate.
That whole blame. I know.
All I'm trying to say.
So there. I think that whole blaming herself has to do with what happened to her with the rape, and it's the victim mentality of like somehow this is my fault and I caused it. And it's still a part of who she is and what she's working through. So
it's in character. It bothers me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it bothers me absolutely. Yeah.
But anyway.
And Trip chooses moments to be a jerk about that, like, well, if you had been here, then I
just don't talk about
it, or to tell her it's not your fault. Like he plays both, which I don't like.
And we're still about the planted evidence. We now have confirmation that it was planted.
We now have confirmation that's been planted.
Do you think Hope did it?
I do not think that Hope did it.
I do not either.
I do not.
I will repeat myself.
I do not believe so.
I have my theory.
Yes, and I can't wait for the envelope to be opened. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I've seen it on Twitter already. People are thinking the same thing I am.
Yeah. Oh, you have? You've been reading it?
Yeah. I love the Twitter.
And I love, again, I'm loving Hope and Rafe, and that moment that they had where she says, please tell me you believe me.
Right.
And I do believe that he believes her. He just is convinced that someone possibly planted.
I don't know. For me, from what I got from their scenes together, is he's telling her he believes her, but then there was a moment where during the hug, they showed his face.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you though? Or do you? I think he wants really hard to believe her, but there's still that iota of doubt.
I think that's it.
And now that they have confirmation from Sean, I guess, what's Sean's job?
Well, he's in some kind of special force or special.
Okay, we'll go with that.
He's a detective somewhere, isn't he? In the police department somewhere.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I'll take whatever answer you want to give.
I thought he was.
But clearly, because they were, going to him to investigate the evidence. So clearly he's in law enforcement or ISA or IRS, whatever. So they have confirmation that the evidence was planted. So hopefully they'll find out.
But is it going to come out before Ciara and Trip sleep with each other? I don't think so.
Because she was like, take me to your bedroom.
It doesn't creep me out. I just don't want to see that. I don't want her to be with anybody but Ben.
Oh,
and Dag Nabbit.
Dag Nabbit.
Just wait a little while longer.
How fabulous did her hair look, by the way,
She looked amazing.
Oh, my God.
She had the cleavage. She had the hair.
Victoria
She looked
Konefeld,
amazing.
your hair on point.
Everything was on point.
DOOL hair department.
Yes.
Did
hair
a
and
fabulous
makeup.
job with that. I was like, her hair is almost a character, and it is. It was like classic soap.
In a good way, not like the wig under the bed, right?
No, not looking like a dead rat. No.
So yeah,
we'll see what happens. We all want Sin to be together.
I
So
know.
hopefully,
She's in denial.
But like I said last week, every couple needs a roadblock, and this is Sin's roadblock, and hopefully they will cut through the roadblock or whatever you do. Just drive right through it, whatever.
I hope so.
All right. Well, little business.
Let's go on to a little bit of business.
Here at AfterBuzz, we produce after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows, from dramas like Days of Our Lives, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There is no network that works harder to serve you, the television fans. But we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. You're probably already subscribed to AfterBuzz Drama, which is the channel our show is on. But there's comedy, there's drama, there's sci-fi. If you're already into drama, Queen of the South, Black Mirror, The Affair, The Bold Type, Claws.
Lots of good stuff.
And, a lot of shows are premiering now. and maybe you'll find one that you like. But you have to subscribe to the channel, otherwise you may miss one. So please don't be shy about subscribing to them. If you're worried about notifications, don't be. Your phone will not be blowing up, or any other device you use, whatever. Notifications are optional, so it's easy. Just go to that subscribe button, hit the subscribe button for an easier AfterBuzz experience, and let us know in the comments how we did. And who knows, you may be fan of the week on this show, or if other shows do fan of the week or call out comments, you may be on air. You may get a little fame.
Yes.
How about that? So thank you for being the best fans, and we promise to continue to do the best to serve you. And that was a message brought to you by AfterBuzz TV.
Yay! All
All right. Now we got Chabby and Gabby, and I think Kate's getting frustrated with Gabby.
You know, could she just get frustrated a little bit faster, please? Because
I thought
she needs to just rein Gabby in.
There was that moment where I felt Kate wanted to tell Chad.
She's getting very still now.
Yeah.
You know, when they do the close-ups of Kate, she's just sitting there, and you can tell she's thinking, like, how can it all still work out without it continuing down the road like
Kate
this?
wasn't thrilled that she was drugging Abigail. But as Gabby reminded her, well, I made sure they were pregnancy safe.
Oh,
Which
it doesn't matter.
I'm glad they addressed that. But poor Abigail's like passing out on the couch. And I got really confused about, okay, so we see Gabby on the phone with Chad, right?
Yeah.
Not Gabby. Abby. We see Abigail on the phone with Chad. In the next scene,
feeling bad, apologizing. Right. Okay.
In the next scene, we see her passed out on the couch.
Yeah, and it confused me because I thought it was a flashback.
Right, and so then Gabby, who was watching her from the outside, comes in and takes the cup to the kitchen, I presume. And I was like, okay, so was that implying that Gabby was in the house and drugged her again?
She must have.
Yeah. Because then she fell asleep, and then she texted Stefan.
Right. I need you.
Yeah.
I need you.
I need you right now.
I need you right now.
And then Stefan came over, and she was like, what are you doing here?
Oh, my God. It made me feel so bad for her. Because she thinks she's losing her mind.
Yeah, and she said that when she called JJ. When she called JJ.
Oh, my God.
I love that they're doing this brother and sister
thank
support.
God she has someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Because that made me feel a little bit better.
And then Gabby and JJ had a conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think anything really came out of that conversation. He was just like, "Oh, I'm glad that you two, hopefully can be friends again."
He doesn't see
Little
it,
does
right?
she know, he was suspicious a couple weeks ago, but now I guess not. You know what I mean?
Do you think now that Abigail thinks Gabby has come back, there's a moment in JJ's head like, I wonder if Gabby
We'll see. I mean, we haven't
is up to something.
We haven't seen JJ processing what Abigail said.
Because when they
so
hugged, I think they both had a close up on both of them for a moment, and I'm wondering.
Maybe.
Please.
Maybe.
Please.
I had something else to say. What did I have? What was my thought?
Chad, Abby, Gabby, Steph, and Kate.
What were we talking about? I had another thought. It'll come back to me.
Stefan comes over.
Oh, and then she makes up the story about how, I meant to text JJ and you both are in my D's on the phone.
The tricycle.
And then they showed her changing. Here's another issue. I had many issues this week.
What was that?
She was able to change who she sent the text to. You can't do that.
Can you do that?
No, not on my phone. I feel like if on any phone you could do it on iPhone, you can't do it on iPhone.
We want to know what phone service you guys are using.
We want to know. We have
really
many
cool
concerns about Salem this week. Like, why are you not seeing Kristen roam around undisguised?
Yes.
How can the phone work like that?
And the marriage certificate.
Yes. Ron Carlavardi.
Yes.
Carlavardi. Please explain.
Yes. You got some explaining to do.
He'll be like, just accept it. Yeah. All right. So she thinks Gabby's back.
And it breaks my heart.
They were playing the
that.
creepy music and everything.
Yeah. Ugh.
So, and then we have Baby Bonnie, who was stashed away somewhere that no one wants to hire police or a detective to go find. They're just gonna let her go free.
What did Lucas say? I'm changing her name as soon as I get her.
First thing I'm doing is changing her name. And then he sat back like. I was like, yes, Lucas.
I know.
I love Lucas. He's been one of my favorite characters since I started watching the show like eons ago.
He's a fan of a lot of people.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff on Twitter and Instagram.
He's a good I was talking about Greg Vaughn. Brian Datillo is very good at emoting. Like you feel what he's feeling.
Yeah.
Like that's like it didn't happen this week. Last year when he saw Will, and he broke down. I was like, ah! And now we see the anger because she's keeping his alleged All right, do we think this baby is really his, or do we think Bonnie's pulling something?
I really think she's pulling something.
I think so too. Even though those paternity tests said that they share markers or whatever, I don't think it's because he's the parent. I think maybe another person in his bloodline, or like
in Lucas's,
maybe another Horton. I'm from Ohio. What do you want? I think maybe there's someone else, or someone else's baby altogether, and it just happened to match the, you know. But I don't think it's his baby.
Was everything signed? I mean, she signed, like they caved to Bonnie?
Yeah, she's out. She's getting out.
All right.
That was my understanding, yeah.
Oh, God.
I know, and it was like, that was really the only option. Okay, again, open.
I know.
I'm sorry, open arms. I'm complaining a lot today, and I should stop.
No.
I should quit
There's
having
legitimate concerns here.
So yeah, and Adrian's not happy about it.
Well, no,
of course
she's not.
I wouldn't be happy about it.
And now seeing Sunny,
but it's nice
which is
of her.
perfect.
It was nice of her to do that for Lucas.
That's not the point, though. He shouldn't have asked her to do that.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
He and Justin should have figured something out.
Well, okay, they should have hired an investigator or someone to go find the baby.
Yes.
And not just be like, okay, let's let this criminal
out
of prison, who's already served her sentence for murder because the jail's overcrowding.
Oh my God.
Which I guess that does happen in real life.
It does happen in real life, but the fact that she's even eligible is like, really? Arg. That's my word for today. My pirate arg.
Arg. And then we have Will, Sunny, and Paul.
Yes, and I did love that the Sunny and Adrian moments.
Of
her saying, please don't do this.
Yeah.
I know you want to protect Paul, but please don't do this.
I'm a Harita fan. I shipped them. However, I don't think I don't think what they're doing is right. If Sunny and Will want to be together, Will should not be staying with Paul out of obligation.
I absolutely agree.
There was that Paul had his doubts. Like Paul was having doubts. Like, okay, now are you going to go back to Sunny? And that was Will's chance to be like, yes, I want to be with Sunny. I'm so sorry, but that's how I feel. And Paul, being the amazing yummy guy he is, would probably just be like, you know what? Okay. And so
I believe you.
So for them to do this, it's just no. I don't see how they think this is going to turn out okay.
It's not.
It's not. Paul's going to be heartbroken anyway. It's just going to be. It's just going to be. You know.
It's a Band-Aid that's going to get ripped off, and it's going to be so much more painful
I get that
than just being.
Sorry.
Yeah, just being honest from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm. But you know, it's a soap opera, and that's not what happens on soap operas. So we'll see what happens with them, and then we have the best tea party in Salem.
Seriously. John Aniston, you are the bomb.
He's always funny, but this week, man, he was just like not having anything that was going on. And then Susan came down and started eating his tea sandwiches, and then Eli showed up, and he was like, "Get out of my house." And Maggie's like, "Victor, what'd you do now?" And he's like, "Why are you looking at me?" And then Susan comes trotting down, and there was peanut butter and banana sandwiches. They're my favorite.
And the moments between Susan and Eli,
checking her teeth.
Lamone.
That was really all they needed for proof that her teeth didn't come out.
And it was gross. Like just seeing what I was like. Ugh.
I thought it was going to be a mouth swab. Yeah, because that's like that can be solid DNA that she's not Kristen, but no, just to make sure her teeth weren't.
But Eli / Lamone Archie, your expressions as you were watching Susan, it's like you were watching an alien. You had no idea what to think about this.
Like,
what is going on? But just I need the DNA and I need to get out of here.
And we learned that Susan doesn't wear a wig, and which Victor was very. Victor. He was like, "Holy hell, that's not a wig."
Yeah. Do we have time to show that little that little blooper?
Lamone Archie is blooper king of bloopers, and he posted one on Instagram, which we are going to play.
Did he post it? I think Stacy posted it.
Lamone posted it. She retweeted. She regrammed it.
Oh, perfect.
Is that
Thank
the term?
You for clarifying
Millennials.
that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's watch this. Bloopers. I feel like we're on that show, TV's Bloopers
America's
and Practical Jokes.
Videos.
One of those little sandwiches happen to be peanut butter and banana.
Peanut butter and banana.
Look at his face.
He's like, what the hell?
It's that peanut butter.
Like what? Did her teeth fall out? Is that what happened? That she was trying to keep them in?
It was getting stuck to the dentures or to something. Oh my God, thank you. Oh my God, that was perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Lamone. That was amazing.
I love Lamone's bloopers. He also posted a video of him putting lotion on Galen Gehring. Yeah. Did you see that one? The video of him?
Yes. That was a gross little scratch or like dry skin thing he had.
It was dry here this week. I had dry skin too. So, all right. And I think that was our week of days, right?
That was our week of days.
Did we cover everything? Because a lot of crap went on.
Oh my God.
All right. So we only have 4.5 minutes left. So
we're gonna into the segments.
We're gonna speed through our favorite part of the show, and we're gonna start with Tami and Designer Days.
Do
we have the intro? There it is.
Designer Days. Fashion.
Fashion. F-A-S-H-U-N. Fashion. Days of our lives, but make it fashion.
So honestly, it was a tough week fashion-wise. But I went with Camilla Bannis, and we are seeing her in a black blouse. It's a Riona lace trim wrap blouse by ALC. I actually found it online at Nordstrom's, Nordstrom Rack actually. It was sold out, but I'm sure that if you look for it, Riona, R-I-O-N-A, lace trim wrap blouse by ALC, you can find it. I love the little lace cuffs. Thought it was adorable.
Yeah.
And so it's going to Miss Camilla for Designer
Congrats,
Days.
Camilla.
Congrats.
We love you.
And that's it for
Designer
Days. Woo! That's perfect.
All right. We will go straight into Caption That.
Yes.
What, did you get round 2?
I get round 2 because it was that good.
There it is. No worries. It's fine. Live TV. What are we doing? Live podcast. Live TV. There you go.
TV.
Yeah. All right. So this week's Caption That is the scene we were just talking about with Eli checking Susan's teeth to make sure they're real and not fake.
So disturbing. What is this?
How did they do that?
I don't know.
I want to know what Lamone thought when he read that in the script. He's like, I really got to do this. And Stacey was probably like, whatever.
Well, he's got to go on.
And so this week's caption goes to Amy Litweiler on Facebook with the simple caption, cavity search.
Oh, there you go.
You get why it's a double.
Yeah, entendre.
Double entendre.
Entendre.
Because he's checking her mouth for cavities, but then it's,
if you have to explain it, that it's not as funny.
Oh, okay. And that was this week's Caption That. And so now, yeah.
Oh. Yay!
Caption That.
Yay.
Alrighty, and now we have Fan of the Week.
Yay!
Dishin Days Fan of the Week.
Woo! Do you want to read it or should I?
Yeah, so Fan of the Week is going to Casey, how should I pronounce it?
Acevedo?
Acevedo?
I read it as avocado, but it's Acevedo.
I know, Casey Acevedo, and this is off of iTunes.
iTunes. It's off the iTunes.
It's off the iTunes, so thank you for doing that. It says, love you so much. I can't read. She gave us a 5-star rating, so that was sweet. Thanks for being my Dishin buddy. You say what I'm thinking and sometimes make connections I didn't think about. Love, exclamation point.
Yeah.
And
thanks, Casey.
We have those moments too where we make connections.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So thank you, Casey.
Thank you,
you
Casey.
are Fan of the Week. Yay.
Okay.
Now it's time for...
you know what? We don't have time for news and gossip, but...
let's give a quick, though... the sad news report about Frank Parker, who played the role of Grandpa Sean Brady, passed away this week.
Yes.
Hearts go out to his family and loved ones.
I know, that's sad.
And we'll get to the other news next week.
Yeah, we'll fill you in on what's going on. Yeah, there's a picture of Frank and Peggy. Peggy didn't pass away.
No.
I picked this photo, though, because it's a nice photo of them.
Let's clarify.
They were like one of the iconic couples of the show. So yeah, our hearts go out to his friends and family. Another soul lost.
I know.
But,
then we'll be missed.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
And more uplifting news. We have a clip for next week.
Yes.
I'm going to show you what happens this week on Days of Our Lives.
You saw someone else with a gun?
Pull the trigger.
I'm a threat to your relationship. How?
Was this really Lucas's baby?
Mimi comes back this week and is like, Mom,
that's fantastic.
Mom, what you doing?
Oh, I love it. She saw someone. Okay, that was awesome.
Marlena saw someone, and she couldn't say it until
fantastic.
now. Yeah.
All right, so
that's our show.
Wrap this
We're
up
done.
for the week. Where can people find you, Mr. Mattis?
You can find me on Instagram at MLMattis and on the Twitter at MLMattis1.
Yes, and you can find Dishin Days on Insta and Facebook at Dishin Days and on Twitter at _Dishin Days. You can find me on Insta and Facebook at Tami Goveia Official. I'll get it right. And on Twitter, Tami Goveia.
Yes.
All right, guys, thanks so much.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
We will see you next week.
Yes,
bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.